Figure it out!
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series and is intended to aid the Dreamcast and gaming community. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. This game is great. I suggest everyone out there go get it. It's on the 360, it's on the PS3, it's on the Wii, although I would definitely get the 360 version for a multitude of reasons that I'm not really going to bother to go into. But, as I'm playing it, I'm thinking, wow, this is really like a Dreamcast game. I really wish I could use a Dreamcast controller to play this. Yeah, well, I figured out how to do that. So, you got your game, which is all fun. And I'm like, I gotta use this to play that, because that doesn't require all the buttons on the 360 controller. In fact, it only requires buttons you can find on this controller. How would I make that work? So I looked into it, and I found a couple of things. First, I found a controller converter that works on the 360. This allows you to use a PlayStation controller on the 360, which, by the way, I hate the PlayStation controller. I hate it. I loathe it. It is the worst. It's pretty much the worst controller ever, as far as I'm concerned. And yes, send hate mail. I don't care. I hate that controller. I don't know why that became the industry standard for controller converters, why it's easy to use that controller on everything. It really kind of makes me mad, because I don't know, the idea of a controller converter is you use it because you want to use a better controller on a game system to have more fun with it. The PlayStation controller makes everything worse. Much, much worse. But whatever, you need this thing. So how it works is you plug the USB part into your 360, you plug the PlayStation controller in here, but it also has this. Microsoft designed the 360 controller to have all the firmware to recognize that it's a controller in this controller as opposed to the system. So the system will not function with any controller unless it recognizes that firmware. So the people who made this found a way around that. They took the original Xbox 360 controller, the one with a wire attached, and then they said, hey, you just plug this part in here, you know, and your system will be tricked into thinking that you're playing with that, even though you're really playing with something out of here. Whatever. Oh, and it has to be one with the actual wire. It can't be the wireless one with the plug-in charge kit thing. That will not work. So you got this thing. Okay, well, good. But now I'm using... But Adam, that's not a Dreamcast controller. That's a far, far worse controller. Why would I want to do that? The fun doesn't end there. So then I found this thing. This is a controller converter that allows you to use an original Xbox controller on a PlayStation 1 or 2. This is a dream, by the way, because this means I would never, ever have to use the PlayStation controller ever again on a PS1 or a PS2. And incidentally, I do have a controller converter for the PS3 that allows me to use that on the PS3. Never have to use that horrible, horrible monstrosity of a controller ever again. But anyway, so you take this thing, and you plug it in there. Alright, so that's a step in the right direction, but still, the Xbox controller, not as good as the Xbox 360 controller, and certainly not a Dreamcast controller. Yeah. So, we take it one more step. Remember this thing? This thing allows you to use a Saturn, PS1, PS2, and Dreamcast controller on your Xbox. Guess what I'm going to do? Oh man, that looks kind of cool. So you basically daisy chain all these things together. You plug the Dreamcast controller in right there. As soon as I can do that, there we go. And, yeah, that's, yeah, well, that's going to work. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I will show you video of me playing with that. I'm going to do it. With that game. It's going to be sweet. But I will issue one warning. If you are actually going to go ahead and do this, as I did, remember that this controller lacks the buttons that this controller has. It does not have bumpers like this. It does not have a second joystick. It does not have a back button. You know, it can't do all the same things. So it's not going to work with every game. But Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing it will work with, because that doesn't require all those buttons. Remember that. And through experimenting with this, I've found that this button in the center, if you push this, it acts as this button, which sounds pretty cool. But it actually kind of screws things up. If this lights up and stays on when you plug this all into your system, this will not work well. It will start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. But if you can get it to launch without that light coming on, which happens, you know, once in a while. Yes, I know that doesn't sound very efficient, but once in a while it'll boot up and this will never come on and the whole thing will work just fine. And you'll see some video of that now. No, wait, now. Okay, so here it is, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing on the Xbox 360 with a Dreamcast controller. I swear it. See that? It's all good. Plays. And unlike the PlayStation controller thing, this actually, the button mapping doesn't get all messed up. It's actually accurate. I mean, granted, you're missing a few buttons, but this game doesn't require it. Yes, I'm going to play as Rio. I love Rio. Hail Shenmue. Hail it. Let's play with Whale Lagoon. So I'm basically just going to show you some gameplay with it. Not much. I'm not going to complete the level or anything just because it takes a lot of time, and you guys don't really need to see all that. But yeah, this game, get this game. This is a great game. This is like a Dreamcast game, a modern Dreamcast game. And when you can use the controller like this, that's awesome. Can You Feel the Sunshine? Sonic R. Going with that song. I don't care if you don't like it. Maybe you like it. That's good. Like it. It's better if you like it. Anyway, here we go. Yay, Turbo Boost. So you can't use the joystick, it seems. But you can use the D-pad, and that's good enough for me. I'll play with that. Yeah. It's pretty responsive, if anybody's curious. Oh, hey, Metal Sonic, right on. Yeah. I'm kind of sucking right now, but that's because I have to hold the controller at a really weird angle because of the tripod. And to factor you guys in. Look at the sacrifice I'm making for you. But yes, I just thought people would like to see what it's like to use a Dreamcast controller on an Xbox 360 and how to do that. And of course, the only game that would really be appropriate for anyway. Actually, there's probably some others, but I don't know. This is the one I wanted for, just for the most obvious reason. Look, it's friggin' Rio, and he's in the 360. We should be using this controller. Hail Dreamcast controller. Hail Rio. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you so desire. However, we'd really appreciate it if you'd check out our other videos that are of a higher production caliber. Thank you.